Welcome everybody. Today I want to talk about sports card photography. I don't mean a glamour shot of you and your favorite sports card. That's crazy. Who would do that? Taking pictures of cards online can sometimes be pretty tricky. It's hard to get that angle or hard to get the cards to look good, but you need that. Unless you're selling a Jordan rookie or a 52 Mantle, you're going to want your cards to look the best they possibly can. I'm in no way a professional photographer, but these are some of the things I do, and hopefully you could take a few of the tips and tricks that I give you and sell more cards so that you can then buy more cards. The first thing that I use is a light box. Now this might look a little janky and it's cheap for sure, but it can give you some fantastic photographs. So let's check it out. So it comes with a little remote here, gonna turn it on, bam, we got some light. You can make it brighter, make it less bright. This is called a diffuser. You definitely want this when you're taking photographs because it breaks up the light so you don't have that harsh light on some of the cards. I wanted to show a little bit closer view of this. So here you see the 1992 Skybox Primetime Dan Marino, the single greatest sports card that's ever existed. And you could just see how much diffused the light is and how clean and crisp the photo is. So this is just a slab, but this works for anything. Really, it works best for paper cards. Paper cards look absolutely fantastic in a light box, and they give you all the errors and all the detail that you will need. And it's just a fantastic way to take photos. I like to take pictures with a black background. That way, it's really easy to see the white of the cards, and especially the corners. If the corners are bent on a black background, it just makes it easier because you definitely want to give all the information about the card you can. You don't want to be hiding any of the details of the card. That's how you're going to get returns, and that's how you're going to lose favor with people buying. This also works well with the chromium cards. So with the chromium cards, there is a couple things you want to look out for. You could see when I raise my hands up here, there's my little fingies on the bottom of the card, and there are ways around that. You definitely want to check out the angles before you take pictures, but the light box is my way to go. But I'll show you a couple other ways and a couple other tips that you might want to keep in mind while you're taking pictures of your sports cards. For me, I don't like to lay my cards down flat when I'm taking pictures. I like to have them on a stand like this, just a clear plastic stand. Sometimes these little points can hide part of the card, which I don't love. So if you see this Ty Cobb card and it's covered up by a couple points there might be some damage I'm trying to hide behind that, but that's normally not the case. I don't like laying them down. It's kind of harder to see for me. I definitely want to isolate the card. You want to have the card by itself. You want the card to be the focal point. You don't want a bunch of other things taking up the eye, because people buy with their eyes. When they're scrolling through eBay or any other place where they may purchase cards, they're looking for the best photos. So if you have a great photo where the card is just the centerpiece, that's going to help you out a lot. So isolate your card. Don't have a bunch of stuff in the background. And for goodness sake, people, why are we holding cards? Why are we taking pictures with the card in your hand? It's insane. I've come across so many people just holding cards when their hands against the table. I don't like laying cards flat, but it's much better to lay it flat than hold it in your hand. That's crazy. It looks so unprofessional. You're touching all over the card, so people are assuming you're damaging that card. So lay it flat. Another thing that I do sometimes, but I don't do, I go back and forth on, and it's having the card in a penny sleeve and top loader when I take a picture of it. When I store these after I take my photos, everything's stored in a penny sleeve and a top loader, but I don't know that I love taking pictures of it. You want to handle the card as least as possible. You don't want to be handling the card a lot because someone's going to buy this, so you want to have the card not handled a lot. So some people like taking pictures in sleeves and top loaders, or even one touches, which I don't do. I don't ship in one touches, so I'm not going to take a picture in one. But sometimes it works for people. So If you take pictures inside of a penny sleeve, I think you just have to work the angles a little more so you're not having some glare off the camera, from the camera or from a light source, but it still can take good pictures. My only problem is inside, if you're taking pictures with a top loader and a penny sleeve, make sure they're brand new. You don't want any scratches on that. You don't want people to think that there's some damage on a card where there may not actually be a damage, where it's just a scratch top loader. So if you're gonna take pictures with a penny sleeve and top loader, make sure they're brand new. Pretty easy. Make sure they're brand new. A little bit about lighting. So lighting is incredibly important. If you're not using a light box, you're going to have to get a light source from somewhere. I don't recommend your overhead lights in your house. What I recommend is natural light. If you don't have what I have in my studio here, which is 2 soft boxes, you're going to want to go by a window, or maybe even go outside and take some nice clean pictures with excellent lighting onto these cards. The better the light, the better the card will sell. You want to give the buyer all the information you can. If it has good lighting, then you're going to do a lot better than something covered in shadows or unnatural lighting. That's just a quick and dirty rundown of how I take my photos. But if you have anything to add, please put it in the comments. I think sharing information is the best thing that this hobby could do. And if you have better information than what I gave, please let me know. If you're a professional photographer, I want to hear from you. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe. The light box I use, I'm going to put down in the comments just so you can get it. I got it from Amazon, and if you're interested in that, it was $25. I get a little bit of a kickback, which is always nice. I could use it to buy more cards, but it's what I use, and it worked out great so far. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me, and thank you for watching. I'll catch you next time.